Hello Internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead series. In the last episode, we really only did two things. First, we installed a workbench into our vehicle. This actually took us a fairly long time. We had a workbench in the garage here of our base, but we didn't realize that we couldn't actually use that furniture item. We had to craft one from scratch so that it was an item form of the workbench and then install that into our vehicle. So it took us a while to figure that out, and after that we basically just went through our vehicle and tidied things up. We moved some cargo spaces around and made it so that our interior of our vehicle is now completely filled. We don't have any more blank frame tiles leading to the outside world. Now this is really only a minor change. The main benefit of this is that anytime we're in our vehicle we will now see the interior, whereas previously we would get these solar panels overlaid if we were standing on these frames. If that even really makes sense. Alright, and with that, we are back in the game. Everyone, welcome. Hello. So we've been doing vehicle work for quite a while. I should probably put my headphones on if I'm going to be playing a game where I need to hear if there's horde music and things like that. So we've been doing a lot of vehicle work. Naturally, makes sense, right? We've been trying to get this thing in a nice condition, and the reality is we are at a point where we could use this as a mobile base. We should probably do that at some. We should start moving on instead of being in a static base. We really. I mean, what's the benefit of being here? The main benefit is that we have a stove and we have all of our stuff here. There's really nothing else, that the base has that's really that valuable. It was fine as a temporary location, but now we have all of the stuff in our vehicle. We can cook in our vehicle. We can sleep in our vehicle. We can use our vehicle for food preservation and storing items. We have a workbench in our vehicle. We're good, we're good to move on. So I do think at some point in the near-ish future, we're going to take this puppy out on the road and we're going to do some exploring and probably just relocate. So we've mostly cleared, right, the area around our base. We've hit all of the locations that I really am interested in. We checked out all the grocery stores, although I'm still salty that all of them were looted. We checked military surplus. You know what? We never did go in that military surplus. Let's go down there and see if this thing is empty. That'll give us something to do outside of our base. We can also check this pizza parlor because who doesn't like pizza? Although I suspect we've been there before. And let's take a cash card so that we can stop by the vending machines in the subway station as well. The real question here is where in God's name would my cash cards be? Because I have no idea. Cash. We have a cash card. That seems incorrect. We have definitely many cash cards. I mean, $500 on a single card is plenty. But let's check this wallet. Also has a cash card in it. With $136. Let's unload the wallet. Wallet. And then we can drop the wallet. I don't really need a wallet. They were added to the game to make storing cards and stuff a little bit easier, and also to obviously make them lootable so that we could, have that realism. Because basically everyone on the planet carries either a wallet or a purse. So it makes sense to add them to the game. I just don't really see a huge benefit in carrying one with me when I can just carry the cards loose in my inventory. What was I going to look at? My morale. How's my morale? I have a frowny face. Oh, poor baby didn't like eating something's lungs. So sad. Back when I was a kid, if someone handed you pumpkin and organ meat, you ate it and you were grateful. Back in my day. Let's just head down there. We need to take a prying tool with us. Do we have anything small that functions as a prying tool? I don't really think we do, because they're all going to be really long and difficult to carry. I want to take the steel spear and our gun, obviously. Oh, and we definitely need to reload our gun. Let's do that. Inventory, unload, inventory, reload, and then reload the gun itself from our inventory. We have quite a few extra magazines with us. I'm probably going to carry them basically forever. I don't really see a reason to ever carry fewer clip magazines. There's really... I was going to say clip. Clip is the word I was going to say. I know it might have sounded like something else, but I said clip, I promise. But I meant magazine. So, there's really no downside to carrying extra magazines. They take up I mean, they're not tiny, right? They contain 30 rounds. It's not a small thing, but the amount of space it takes up is well worth having that backup ammunition for an emergency. We need a pry tool. What do I have that can pry? Is there a way to search? No, there's not a way to search by quality, is there? Let's go into advanced inventory, all, and then filter, place a dash in front, material quality. So we want quality, pry. Okay, so we have a claw bar, which is small enough, presumably, that we can carry it with us. I don't know if it's big enough to pry barricades off of doors. Also, why does this have prying quality? I typed quality pry. What would this have that qualifies as pry? Okay, well, give me the claw bar and the PBA mask. I want to look at the mask. What do you have that has the word pry in it? Glare protection. Nowhere in there does it do the words pry appear. Did I type pry incorrectly? Well, regardless, we're going to take the claw bar, which is small enough that we can carry it with us, which is great. And we're just going to walk over there. I don't see a reason to take our vehicle. Let's do a cursory check of our inventory. Yeah, we look good. So we're going to go down there. Just to explore, just to do something a little bit different from vehicle work. Turned off my AC about 3 minutes ago and I'm already very sweaty. It's a hot one today. My family is out picking up my niece, so I thought I could squeeze in some recording before she gets here and becomes very noisy. Also, we marked that there were some living animals here that we were keeping as captive food sources. Now, unfortunately, the rabbits are not going to give us very much meat. Short-haired cat might give us 1 chunk of meat. And then 2 dogs. Okay, so we were complaining about our freezer being empty. So we will probably, as horrible as it is, we will probably release these animals from their cages and consume them for food. But that's great in a way, because now we don't have to worry about, going out and wandering around until we find something to hunt. So let's head down here. I feel very confident we explored this pizza parlor because it's right next to this one location that I remember being at a lot, this open outdoor marketplace. So my family's going to pick up my niece. She's coming over a day early this week. She has some church thing on Sunday. Her family, they're Catholic, I guess, which, whatever. I'm not a big believer in, not to get, I'm not gonna offend anybody, but like, I don't really believe children should have religion in their lives. I believe that being religious is something you have to make a conscious personal choice about. I believe that you should come up with your own belief system. If you decide you want to be Catholic, I think that's totally fine. But I think that that's a decision for an adult to make. I think it's hard to tell a kid what religion they are, if that makes sense. So I've always been a little bit hesitant. Like if I had kids, would I be okay with them going to Sunday school or whatever? 100%. Not a big deal at all. But I would want to explain to them, oh, it is empty. Of course it is. No one boards up a shop and leaves their stuff behind. I mean, that makes sense. So, but it is disappointing. We come away with literally 1 MRE. Oh, what do we got? Hexamine stove, hexamine, probably hexamine. And a little container of the fuel that we would want for that stove. I don't see a reason to take this. It just is, we already have portable cooking and all that. We have mess kits. We have all kinds of stuff back at base. Well, that's disappointing. That's fine, though. Anything else in the area we could maybe check off? We did say we would go down and look at the subway, so we'll do that. Anyway, I just think, it's important to let kids know, like, this is just one possible belief system, and as you get older, you'll make those decisions for yourself. So my niece's mother is pretty aggressively Catholic, and it's not my decision, right? Obviously, I'm not the parent. It just always makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I believe that people should be taught every possible, like, basically, right, because in the perfect world, you basically read about religion and you form an opinion about which you think is correct. That's my take. And I know that that's maybe controversial or whatever, but anyway, oh God, we should not be talking about religion. Let's move on. So they're bringing my niece over because she has some religious thing on Sunday because she They talked about, so she had her first communion a couple months ago, and she talked about having to wear a gown. I guess they're very big on ceremony and stuff. So she has to wear her gown for something else. I don't know what she's doing. I'm not sure what exactly is happening on Sunday. But so she's coming by a day early. Then, like, normally she stays Saturday into Sunday, but today she's coming, it's Friday, so she'll be here Friday into Saturday. Oh, and by the time you see this, I think this video goes up like Wednesday, I will have gotten my second COVID shot. I get that on Sunday, in about 2 days here. A little nervous, you know. They say the second one is the one that makes you sick. And I historically have had very bad reactions. Are there just no shockers here? We're going to kill these technicians because we are advanced enough in the game with our skills that we could actually manage to get some CBMs out of them. And we do have an X-Acto knife, which is like the third best dissecting tool. Scalpel would be better, and then the what's the CBM called? So the CBM, whatever it's, surgical scalpels, is the best CBM is the best butchery and dissection tool in the game. It has the highest values. So ideally, in a perfect world, that's what you would be using to butcher and to dissect. But the X-Acto knife is the third best tool. And yeah, you know, our skills are good enough. We should probably get some CBMs out of them. And the main reason I say about shockers is that we currently have no CBMs whatsoever. And shockers have a very good chance. They're the highest percentage of all the CBM dropping creatures. But they're the most likely to drop battery CBMs. So if you are looking for power storage, like in you know, your first couple CBMs, you really want to get some power storage so you can use them, your best bet is to kill shockers. And generally, these open sewers are good locations to find shocker zombies. So I'm only seeing technicians, which is fine. They will have some CBMs, just not really the ones I was most interested in. And what is our current... Okay, let's look. Electronics is 4. Which is not amazing, but it's respectable. And where's the other one? Healthcare is 3. Oh man, I thought we had like 6 in healthcare. Let's not do this. Let's, okay, let's mark this. CBM zombies. I mean, is it worth it? Do we even have books? I was gonna say we should go back and read first aid books before we kill them so we have a better chance of getting CBMs. But we're going to be leaving soon. Let's just kill them and try. I mean, if we get nothing, does it really matter? I mean, is it really a big deal? So we got 3 technicians. All right, well, you guys haven't seen me yet. And we are going to use a gun here because they will just yank our spear out of our hands, of course. And there's a roach over there. Again, we were talking in a previous episode about possibly getting chitin, but we've already kind of moved on past that. All right, give me the M4. Let's start murdering fools. Oh, you guys must not have very good vision. Yeah, they don't even see me. That's interesting. There you go. Now you see me. Good job. They can rip the gun out of our hands, so we... Oh my god, it ripped the gun out of my hands. That range is huge. Oh my god, I thought they only had a range of like 6 tiles. Oh. Well... Crap. All right. That you got me. I feel embarrassed. I thought they could only pull like 6 tiles away. Let's pick this up. They'll yank it to them. I don't know how frequently they can do that attack. Oh, and you're pretty decently speedy as well. So with the steel spear, we probably can kill them before it becomes a huge issue of them ripping it out of our hands. And we can always sprint for the gun if we need to. Okay, stop sprinting, because there are still zombies afoot. Have a look here. There should be... Yeah, there's one more. Let's... Oh, man, so their pull ability is basically at the edge of this screen. Unsuccessfully attempts to pull your... Yeah, so this is really big range. I really thought they had to get much, much closer. But so it failed this turn, and what that means is that it has a recovery time before it can do it again. So let's just run at this fool and try to kill it before... You know what, just face tank it. Doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, so they're dead. That was mildly frightening experience though, because really if they had been shockers here as well and we had lost our gun, it would have been very difficult to recover our firearm and deal with the shocker as it's trying to zap us and stuff like that. So that could have been really bad. I didn't know they had such a big range. That's really interesting. We definitely need... Oh, don't pulp the corpses. What are you doing? Okay. Butcher the technician. If you pulp the corpses, you get a much... It's a pretty significant reduction to your possibility of getting a CBM. So we really should not have pulped this guy. What did we get? Yeah, 2 burnt out CBMs. Take the ID card. I can't believe I smashed the corpse. Don't smash the corpses, dummy. All right, dissect this guy. Again, our first aid skill is not perfect, so the odds of us getting these CBMs, not super good. Got a wrench, sure. Burnt out bionics. So we're probably not going to get anything here. Dissect. I mean, our skills aren't terrible, but I really would like electronics to be about 6, and I would like my first aid to be minimally like 5 would be great for this, although preferably that would be up around 6 as well. So we did get we got 2 actually from this one. That's pretty lucky. We did get a power storage CBM. They do have a possibility of dropping this. It's just, it seems much more likely. Maybe they share a pool, you know, now that I'm saying it. Maybe they share a pool with the shocker zombies. I thought they had a separate pool, though, of CBMs that they could spawn. Maybe they do share, because, like, the power storage CBMs, I only ever find them on shockers. Whatever. Anyway, so that's a nice find. Obviously, it's not, like, super utility or... It's not a majorly powerful CBM, but it's really important to have power CBMs when you're first getting started. And then we have the dielectric capacitance system CBM. This is this protects you from external electrical discharge. What does that mean? Does that mean that I would be unaffected by a shocker? I don't know what that does. That's probably what that means, right? I don't know. I can't remember ever using it. I think it is an activated CBM. And I often forget to activate my CBMs. I always end up just using the passive ones mostly. And then the really important, like the big ones that are really important and powerful. I do activate those. A couple of roaches. I see a zapper somewhere. I would love to leave and come back and let you evolve into a proper shocker zombie. I'm a little surprised that we're a month in the game and you haven't evolved yet. I thought you were on a pretty fast evolution timetable, but I guess not. Let's remove that note so I don't think there are CBM zombies here. Mark this as explored. What is this? Campground? Nah, it's not going to have anything. Butcher shop? It's right next to a park. We're not going over there. And then what is this Red Cross? LMOE shelter. Now they do have a lot of tools in the Last Man on Earth shelters. Problem is, you know, at this stage of the game, I don't really need tools. I have most everything that I would need. What else would you'd have some guns? I think always or most of the time there's a secret room in the shelters that contain a few guns and some extra tools. I don't know, and they always seem to be pipe rifles and stuff. They never seem to be really good ones. And we'd have to go past the park. I don't think we're going there. Man, I really wish, you know, we're not going to complain about it, but I really wish they would reduce the number of parks that spawn. Because this is like the 5th or 6th one we've seen in this town, and it just gets pretty old to constantly, like the last town, remember we were going up there, and there's just 3 right next to each other. Look at this. And it just really ruins my game because it really irritates me and frustrates me. Alright, well, let's go back to the subway. And I don't remember if we actually looked at the vending machines or not. Jeez, what was I talking about? Anyway, so my week... Oh, I'm getting my second shot. That's right. Because everyone says that's the one that makes them sick. And I always get sick when I get vaccinations. So, like, every time I've ever gotten a flu shot, I got really sick the next day or that day. So I'm a little nervous about about getting ill, which is why I scheduled it for Sunday, because Mondays are an easy day for me with work, usually. So I'm hoping it won't have a huge negative impact on me. And I've already recorded enough Cataclysm for into next week, so I shouldn't have to worry about, you know, failing with my recording schedule or whatever. So I'm gonna get some recording done. The AI game that I was playing, I might push that back a couple more days, just because I have not been able to record that, and I would like to build up a little bit of a backlog in case I would need to. Again, I have something coming up that might have some physical recovery time after, not the shot, something else. So I'm a little nervous that I might be down and out for a couple days or weeks. So I really want to build up some backlogs and have some extra footage in case I have to be away for a while, basically. So I'm working on that. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I get my shot on Sunday. It'll be my second shot. I'll feel better about it. Getting that second shot, I'll feel a little bit more insulated from things. You know, I know they've recommended not wearing mask, or you can start not wearing masks. I still would recommend wearing a mask even after you've been vaccinated. Personally, I feel that that's something I will continue to do. You know what? Let's not talk about it because people get real upset over the vaccination stuff. What else is going on with me? Oh, I started writing again. And I don't want to talk. I literally, last time I talked about writing, I got a comment that was like, bro, I don't care about your writing, just shut up and play the game. Which, spoiler alert, hurt my feelings a little bit. No, but no, it's like, it's important to me, so I end up talking about it a lot, and some people don't like hearing about it, so just brief about it. You know, I've been writing a little bit. I was working on an outline for the story that I had been meaning to work on and then sort of abandoned because I got some real life stuff got in the way and I got real depressed. Where are these animals? Down here. Okay, I passed them. I didn't think I passed them. And just, you know, getting back to it, trying to write a little bit, and I love writing, man. There's just something really satisfying about creating something for nothing. No, I passed it again, didn't I? Oh, it's 1 over. God, you're so dumb. Pay attention to what you're doing. Atomic coffee, yes please, and mineral water, will take that as well. More atomic coffee. Why are you selling atomic coffee? What is this exactly? Isn't it just coffee made in an atomic coffee maker? Serving of coffee has been created using an atomic coffee pot's full nuclear brewing cycle. Every possible microgram of caffeine and flavor has been carefully extracted for your enjoyment using the power of the atom. All right. I mean, I probably will never drink it because I just sleep normally. I know some people in the game abuse coffee so that they can go a really long time without sleeping. That's not really me. You know, I try to play like a normal person. All right, Cat. Sorry for what's about to happen to you, but sometimes it needs to be done. And the reality is your existence is spent kind of in a little cell here. We're in the darkness. We got a scrap. So that doesn't bode well. That makes me think we're going to get nothing out of this, but we'll full butcher it in hopes of getting proper meat, which we did not. We got 7 scraps because the corpse was damaged. These rabbits will give us literally nothing, between over damaging them with an attack and the fact that in this game, for some reason, people decided that rabbits don't have any meat on them. So you get very little, despite the fact that every time I see a rabbit in real life, it has definitely a couple pounds of meat on it, which definitely equate to a few chunks, which we just don't get in this game. And here the issue with the dogs is once I attack them, they're going to start attacking me. So I think we pop the door and then shoot them. That way we don't have to worry about missing them a lot with our spear while they attack us. We're going to pop that open and we're going to back off till we can just barely see them anymore. And take a few shots. And I'm real sorry about this pupper, but again, your quality of life is already not good and it's a zombie apocalypse. So this is really a mercy, internet. Don't judge me too harshly. Plus, we're in a survival situation. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You take these puppers out front here and we're going to get them cleaned up and take their meat. So we'll go full butchery again. We, of course, will put this in our freezer when we get back to base. Full butchery. Yeah, so I've been writing again. Sorry if I'm losing my train of thought. It's very hot and I'm definitely distracted. Why don't I have space for this? What did I pick up that has so much space? Because I need to take the meat with me. The CBMs probably are pretty decent size. Let's drop a bunch of stuff and we'll just come back and pick up this other stuff. Drop a bunch of the bottles, the CBMs. Anything else? Yeah, the sports bottles are definitely taking up a lot of volume because our priority should be this meat. We got to get the meat in the freezer. So let's do that. Take all this. And anything else? Take the bones, take the sinew. Butchery refuse is a no-go for me. And we'll just head back to base. We'll come back and grab that other stuff so we don't forget it. But let's head back. We can use the auto walk function. How do we do this? W? Yes. Okay. Saved me a few key presses, but not very much time at all. Oh, and it's going in the freezer. So we'll drop this in the freezer. And again, we got a lot of organs, which we will try to eat over time. We got a fair amount of meat from the dogs. And we got a lot of scraps as well, both from the cat and from the other animals, but they're just not, I mean, we should eat the scraps. I definitely have a habit of not eating the scraps, despite the fact that they actually have a decent calorie consumption. Like, they stack up pretty quickly. You can eat a lot of them and it can equate to a lot of calories that you otherwise wouldn't get. So I definitely need to focus more on eating those. Oh, and it's summertime, so we can start picking berries and stuff. I didn't even think about that. And we can definitely put some of those in our freezer if we get anything that's like actually pretty calorie dense. Not calorie dense, but like if we get big pieces of fruit, like berries are just not that significant. They're just a snack here and there. But if we've come across like a peach tree or something, or a apple tree is summertime, you know, we can throw those in our freezer and get a, you know, supply of fruit that we can convert later if we want to make fruit leather, or, you know, the larger fruit items can be converted into more dehydrated fruit and stuff like that. So how do I have not enough volume for this when I just dropped this stuff and I had the volume? Oh, because I didn't drop, no, oh, because I didn't drop the bones and stuff, of course. Well, we can leave behind one bottle. That's not an issue. And you know what? We're going to pop this door and let these rabbits go free because I'm feeling guilty for for taking advantage of these animals for food. We're just going to let them go about their business. If they want to stay, they can stay. If they want to go, they can go. Yes, I've been writing, not anything, not extensively and not really as much as I would like, but it just feels so good to write. Like if you're listening to this and you don't, you know, I feel like everyone should have an artistic outlet. And there are people who will say, oh, I'm not artistic. Neither am I. Like, I'm not an artistic person. Like, in the traditional sense of the word, when people say artistic, most of the time they mean drawing, painting, like actual, like art that you look at. I'm terrible at all of that stuff. I'm horrible when I'm not artistic at all. But I love telling a story, and I love writing something from scratch and building a character from nothing, and they become over time very much like real people to you as the author. Did we ever put that other tank in this? Where'd that tank go? We picked up a tank, but we didn't install it? Yeah, it's right here. Why didn't I install you? Let's install this tank. And like over time, your characters become basically like real people to you and all that kind of stuff, but you just don't, it just means something more when you know that you built them from the ground up. Like the other day, so I was listening to the radio, or my my music on my cell phone. It wasn't really the radio. So we're looking for a drill, which I don't think we picked up in the last episode. And then we never made one like I said I was going to make one. And I was listening to this song, and it's called what's it called? If I Loved You by Delta Ray. And Delta Ray is like a folksy kind of, I really don't want to make one with the Forge because there's just no reason for it. Drilling 2, oh yes there is, because it's drilling 2 as opposed to drilling 1. But it takes 9 hours and 20 minutes. Do I need drilling 2 to put the tank in? Or is it drilling 1? Tank. Drilling 2, of course. That's a dumb requirement, because I think I could do anything on a vehicle. What's the point of the hand drill? You know, like, is it supposed to reflect that it can only drill wood? Maybe, I don't know. So I guess we're making a drill from scratch, which is just horrible. It's just awful to do it this way. But all right, give me 9 hours to freaking make a drill. Okay, we'll start it, but we need to stop and eat something and drink something partway through here. Anyway, it's a song called If I Loved You, and it's a song where she's singing and she's like, you know, if I loved you, my life would be so easy, you know, we could do anything together. I could, you know, be your girl. I could, you know, wake up every morning and you would be there. And she's just saying, like, you know, if I loved you, I could have all these things, we could be together and be happy. And then she says, but I don't love you. And then she starts singing, like, you know, I love you, but I don't love you the way you want me to. You know, I see how it hurts you every time we kiss, that kind of stuff. Like, it's really nice because, like, I love songs that tell stories. We've talked about that before. And it's just a really nice song. And I'm listening to it, and I was having an emotional day. I was having a not great day. And this song comes on, and all of a sudden I'm thinking of my one character, whose name is Aiden, who at one point in the story is basically like his best friend, professes her love for him. And he very much has that same conversation of like, I care about you a lot. And if I loved you, I know that we would be happy. I know that we could, you know, have a life together and be really like, I could be happy if I loved you, but I don't love you the way you want me to. And I'm sorry. And so I'm just listening to this song and I'm thinking about this random character from a novel I wrote like 6 years ago. And I'm getting all emotional because, like, I created him from scratch, right? I built these characters from the ground up. I made this to where the love is unrequited. You know, that was my decision. And I don't know, it just hit me weird, man. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe I sound crazy, but like, my characters, they feel like people to me, right? Because I birthed these people. I built them from scratch. I built their personalities. I decided who they are, who they cared about, who they didn't care about, you know, whether someone will fall in love or reject someone else. Like, I built these, I put them through trauma and life experience. I shaped them, and it's a lot like, I mean, I hate to use the terms, it's like having a child, because I don't think it's at all like having a real child, but I don't know, it just hits me sometimes when I listen to music or think about my characters. And yeah, I was thinking about that while I was driving. I was driving back from an errand I had to run. I was having a terrible day, and it just hit me weird, and I'm in my car and I'm like tearing up thinking about, oh, Aiden doesn't love her, and it really upset me. And I came home and was like, I need to write something. And ever since then, I've been kind of dabbling again with writing, and it just makes me happy. Like, that's the main reason I'm talking about it. It's not like I'm not putting together, this book is it's an old novel I wrote. I'm not editing it. It's not going to be available to you, anything like that, internet. It's just something I've been doing that makes me happy, and it's exciting to be writing again. Man, I should really just keep eating the meat. We need calories. We got another calorie dense message, even though we've been eating meat every single day for the last week. It's just that we've been crafting so much. Let's make some more cooked meat. In fact, let's cook scraps of meat. Let's make like 15 of them. That way we can start getting them out of there. And you'll see, so like, it's 51 calories, which is not a lot, right? If we cook a chunk of meat, we get about 400. So it's about, an eighth of the amount of meat that we would get from one chunk of meat. But we can eat, 15 of these in one sitting because they're such a low volume. It's not the same. We would get more calories if we ate chunks of meat. But it's something, right? And it's still meat products, so it is more calorie dense than a lot of food based on its volume, right? So just eat 15 scraps of meat. I mean, and I just picture this like, I don't know if you've ever had scrapple. It's just sort of shaved meat that you throw in a pan and stir, basically. I don't know. I think that's an East Coast thing. I don't know if they have that everywhere or not. And we're out of water in here too. Is this light off? It is. Okay, good. But it's just meat that they scramble in a pan, basically. And yeah, it makes me think of that. We're just taking a bunch of small pieces of meat, mix them, getting them cooked up, and having a little meal out of it. We drink the mineral water. We should be drinking tea, but it's fine. And we'll continue working on the drill, I guess. I really want to put a tank in there. So we really need that drill. What time? Oh, we're over time because I'm a rambly idiot. Anyway, yeah, writing makes me happy, and I've been doing it a little bit more lately. Thank you, Internet, for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Remember to click that like button if you did. I'll be back with more in the near future, and I'll see you in the next video.